Hello, everybody. This is Debo at Debo's Movie Reviews here, and this week's review will be Batman Begins, starring Christian Bale as Batman, Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes, Michael Caine as Alfred, Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon, and featuring Cillian Murphy as the Scarecrow, alongside Liam Neeson as Henri Descartes, aka the real Ra's al Ghul, Ken Watanabe as the fake Ra's al Ghul, and also featuring Mark Brew Jr. as Detective Flash, and Linus Roach as Thomas Wayne. I gotta give it to Bale. I'd say he's about one of the best live action performances of the Cape Crusader ever to exist. I mean, I mean, after the downside of and the downturn of that followed the events of Batman and Robin, the Clooney one. I mean, Christopher Nolan saved Batman with that one, and rightly so, cause I gotta say, live action wise, movie wise, Bale is kind of tied with Keaton on standout portrayals of Batman. And Gary Oldman has to be one of the perfect candidates, but then again, he's always been perfect for whatever role he's been in, but just as perfect as in this one, goes from sergeant to lieutenant James Gordon, because he doesn't. Well, that's for reviews, but he was actually the only actor to play Jim Gordon who actually looked like the one in the comic book. And old Michael Caine, that guy always knocks it out of the park when it comes to acting. I mean, excellent take on Alfred too, to where he's loyal but reluctant at the same time, to whereas Bale is just driven by madness and the loss of his parents, and kind of eerie how they took a page out of the Spider-Man playbook, kind of like how they did with that Spider-Man playbook. I mean, in the casting of Thomas Wayne, to where Linus Roach, who first movie I seen him in was a TV movie where he was Robert Kennedy. Kind of like a very eerie page out of the Spider-Man playbook, to where in both Spider-Man, Garfield, and McGuire adaptations also had the actor who played Uncle Ben also play John Kennedy. And also should acknowledge Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox. I mean, talk about another perfect role. But then again, has Morgan Freeman ever really made a bad movie? I mean, he always knocks it out of the park of when it comes to his performances. And definitely perfect as the fantastic Lucius Fox. But with Bale's Batman, you always love how they do character development compared to this Batman Begins and the sequels, how he tried to protect the Bruce Wayne voice to Batman voice, and how he actually balanced out to where by day he's Bruce Wayne, womanizing playboy, compared to Batman, who's Batman voice to where everyone always makes the joke about him sounding like he has throat cancer. I always considered him sound more like a bad Eastwood impression. I mean, yeah. I mean, imagine Eastwood back in the day as Batman. He'd be like, "Go ahead, Joker, make my day." Flings a batarang at ring. But I gotta say, oh hell, then again, that Liam Neeson as a real Ra's al Ghul. I mean, definitely had some vibes from a Star Wars performance as from where he's mentoring Obi-Wan to well, hey, if Chasta Stahelski ever gets that Highlander reboot off the ground, he should be the Ramirez in there because Liam Neeson is always great for those kinds of training the young warrior type roles. Although, talk and sorry for a spoiler, but excellent twist with of him being the real Ra's al Ghul. You know, at making the reveal at Bruce Wayne's birthday party before his boys burned down the Wayne Manor. And oof. And gotta give it to old Katie Holmes. I mean, her and Bale actually had great acting chemistry. And I gotta admit, she played the character of Rachel Dawes hell of a lot better than Maggie Gyllenhaal did in the sequel. Shame she didn't return for Dark Knight, but then again, the way they did the character dirty in that movie, I'm kind of glad because that was. But then again, I have to say, Katie was the better actress in that one. Plus, Cillian Murphy, he definitely knocked it out of the park as Scarecrow. And way to do an excellent reimagining to where he plays Scarecrow, but he's not doesn't actually look like a Scarecrow. I mean, he just wears the mask, but he don't wear the straw hat or the farmer outfit like in the comic and the Batman the animated series and other animated adaptations. And I also got to give it to Tom Wilkinson as Carmine Falcone because of, I mean, he always plays excellent bad guys. Hell, kind of surprised he'd do a comic book movie, but but a definite excellent addition to the Nolan verse. Although, with flaw wise, at first, I'm going to admit, I thought the Tumbler was the ugliest looking Batmobile ever. I mean, even Clooney had a better looking Batmobile, and 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 Pattinson, I hope you get a decent chase out of yours out of your Batmobile because I say hell, Robert Pattinson so far has got the best looking Batmobile since West. Man, but back to the Tumbler. I mean, talking about ugly design. I mean, when they were designing that thing, they couldn't make up their mind if they wanted to make a Lamborghini or a tank. But thanks to the Dark Knight, as far as I'm going to go for today, with the mod where pops out the bat cycle. It's kind of what gave it a redemption, but that's as far as I'm going to go. But overall, excellent fight scenes and an excellent character development of Batman and Bruce, how Batman and Bruce Wayne become one and one. And then you we'll talk about excellent portrayal. And I should also mention with Mark Boone Jr. as Detective Flash, a missed opportunity to introduce Harvey Bullock to the timeline, which I consider a major flaw, along with the Easter egg reference of Victor Zsasz, who they never really mentioned again. And that's kind of one they ought to acknowledge for future movies, because because I always like seeing lesser knowns like come on Arbats, the sequel, come on Azrael or Zsasz, because I would say the guy played him on Gotham and Batwoman. I've never hadn't got that far yet into it, but after seeing him in Gotham, I mean, that's an excellent portrayal. I mean, the guy on there, he looked like if Tim Burton was adapting an Agent 47 movie. And perfect casting all around. For most of everyone, like Flash, I say would have been a better opportunity to bring him back as Bullock, but then again, expert portrayal and an excellent portrayal by Rutger Hauer as that crooked businessman who was aligned with the League of Shadows, trying to cheat Bruce Wayne out of his own company. With the whole plot thing of Scarecrow's gas and the power influence of the League of Shadows. And I also got a surprise that they mentioned Ra's al Ghul, but they didn't have no damn Lazarus pit. I mean, it was almost like they were trying to do Court of Owls, but instead did kind of storyline wise made more sense to do Court of Owls, and a missed opportunity there. But overall, it sure as hell knocked it out of the park with that one, and to make with Nolan's vision to make Batman and his DC characters more grounded instead of the campiness of West and Clooney. And then you got the whole scene with Watanabe as the fake Ra's training when they started the movie with Batman. Started out with Bruce Wayne at the Ninja Academy. I mean, that's what basically the League is, just a ninja school. And Watanabe did a hell of a job on that one, to where Batman learns how to fight and all, but questions his code, and of course, for every Bat fan knows about the no killing rule. Though in this one, he kind of did, even though that you can say that oxymoronic line of, he says to Ra's, "I won't kill you, but I won't save you either." Man, that was kind of dumb, but old Ra's al Ghul got his. Overall, a 5 out of 5 masterpiece. Hope y'all liked it. I'll keep dishing out reviews. Keep subscribing, and I'll keep dishing them out. All right, y'all. Bye.